Well, welcome you back to the farm. I want to talk about something that I've put a lot of thought into about can you make a living on a small farm like I've got here. I've got 11 acres, counting the house where the house is at, or 11 and a half or something like that. And probably for about 10 years I've been thinking about can you actually make a living on this piece of land. And about 8 years ago I started watching YouTube, and uh, when I first discovered YouTube, I'd see a lot of things, make $150,000 on acre and a half, whatever. But so I'm gonna kind of talk about my thoughts about that and what I've come up with, and I kind of want to make a little difference. Now, when I say make a living, I mean, could you support me and my whole family on this piece of land with no other job, totally with just this land? That's what I'm talking about. Now, it's different than making a profit. I do make a profit. We make a profit on this farm, and I'll go into that. Or homesteading, and we can get homestead on this property. I mean, I'll go into all that too, about what I think about that. But as far as making a living on this piece of property, my answer is no, and I don't think I could. And I need to go check on the sheep, and let's ride down there, and when I get down there we'll finish this conversation. So I thought at one time, probably about 10 years ago, I started thinking about this, that I can make a living here. And once you really delve into it, you find out that it's a little bit harder than you think. One thing, we had to buy this land, we had to build a house. Me and my dad, we built the house. Me and my wife, we bought, and we paid for all this land. And for me, if you think about anybody that wants to make a living on land, you got to have scalability. And what I mean is, like, you can't, like when we first started, we had a little garden up there. You couldn't have a little garden and sell out of it and make a living. So we started down here about 5 or 6 years ago, and I got like 2 acres and 2 high tunnels, and we make good money out of that. But I think you need to scale up more than that. Like you watch some of these guys on YouTube, it's got the big vegetable farms. I mean, they're talking about 80 acres, 30 acres of vegetables, 50 acres of vegetables. So, but we are going to scale up. We're going to add 2 more acres to it and try it, because I'm actually at the age where I'm fixing to retire. So this time next year, I have a real good idea of how much money we can make. It's kind of a pretty good scale to it. And so, keep that in mind. Just like these vegetables, you got to scale up. Just like beekeeping, I probably made, I got 1 hive. I didn't have a very good year of honey. Probably got made, let's say $200. I don't know exactly what I made yet. I haven't figured it out, but let's say $200. Well, to scale that up, you would need what? 200 hives. That would be 20,000. And then you could have maybe if you did a CSA here. And I don't much want to do a CSA. A lot of pressure on that. I think growing stuff that I want to do kind of a modified CSA, and I'm gonna get into that at a different time. I'm kind of working through all that. So, but if you do a CSA, let's say you build up to 100 people at $600 a year, that's $60,000. Then with your bees, that's $80,000. So, and that's net, and that's not profit. So, I mean, you have seeds, you got to buy your bees, you got to buy your infrastructure, you got to get your customer base. Another way you could probably do it, if you had a really good market, like where I live, we go to the farmers market and sell. It's not our, someplace like Atlanta or, Nashville has a big one. There's a pretty good one in Chattanooga. There's one at the next town down called Ooltewah. It's a pretty good market. And I think our market here in Cleveland, where I live, is going to eventually catch up to that one and even surpass it, because we're working on some things. I'm on the board of that and working on some things where we want to get like that, where we're, you make pretty good money, our farmers make good money. There's one in Chattanooga I could go to, but it's on Sunday. and I don't want to give up going to church to sell vegetables. And there's one in Knoxville that you could do pretty good at, and it's probably about an hour and a half drive each way. So that would be 3 hours. And me working a full-time job, you see, it would be hard for me to do that. And even when I retire, I don't know if I want to do that. We might even look into it, you know, we're always flexible, so. But that's the thing, you gotta have scalability, you gotta have your markets, if you're gonna make a living, and then you gotta have some good luck, you gotta have your weather. I don't have a real good water system down here. I've got city water, and if you start watering with city water, you know what that's gonna do. It's gonna cost you a fortune. If I had a well, it'd be a lot better. Or a pond to pump out of, so. But you got pests, weather, even your bees. You have a cold weather and kill out everything. Then what do? So, you know, that's what I'm saying. It's risky. It's not just thinking, well, you know, I don't want to, you know, think it's all glamour and everything. Well, let's plant some seeds and get some bees, and even doing something else we're gonna get into is meat chickens. So, let's say I think you can sell 1,000. Or something. I think you can sell either 1,000 or 2,000 per year off your farm. Let's say you sold 1,000, you made $10 a piece. Clear, that's $10,000. So we did a bees at 20, say a CSA, you know, you're up at 90,000, and they don't count on your expenses. So your expenses would be at least, you know, 40% of that. So, I mean, you might be able to make it, but I make quite a bit more than that in town. So, you know, it's whatever, you know, it's what I'm saying. I mean, I would be really nervous having to make a living off this. Now, if I didn't have any kids and just me and my wife who was in her 20s, maybe it's different. But, you know, we had 3 kids, they're in school, they're in sports. All 3 went to college, so it's not that easy as I want people to think it is. So if you're going to do it, you would have to think about, you know, diversifying, where you have a good diversity of stuff like meat chickens, bees, eggs. We sell eggs. Market garden. Maybe a flower farm. Plant sales, like we sold mums. You can do an orchard. Orchard 3 to 5 years return. You can do a what they call it, high density orchard. You know, I could section some of this off here, and I've thought about that, and you could put I think like 4,000 to 5,000 apple trees on an acre. You know, something like that. You know, but you're talking lots of money to get that started, and then lots of time for it to come in. And then if it don't, I did a little experiment up here with it, and it didn't work out. I might have had the wrong trees, and it's very intensive management. So, I mean, I don't want you to think that you know, you watch these people and they say this and that. A lot of these people now, they have a farm like they do. Now I've got a YouTube channel just like they do, but I don't make any money on my YouTube channel. I've not been monetized, and one of these days I hope to, just as a little extra supplement. But I just do YouTube because I enjoy it, and as long as I enjoy it, I'll keep doing it. And I don't want it to be, you know, I want to be a farmer or a market gardener or whatever that happens to do YouTube. I don't want to be a YouTuber that tries to farm and tell you how to do it and all this stuff. So, but all that being said, I don't think I can make as good a living on this farm as I have in town, working for my company I work for, because yeah, there's just no way I can make that kind of money. And it's come, you know, I ain't always made a big, you know, pretty good salary like I do now, but you know, we've always drove used cars up to like 4 or 5 years ago, and we got our first new car and everything. So, but let's talk about this place. Now, I do make a profit here, and I make a pretty good profit. Matter of fact, we went on a 2-week vacation to Vermont off this vegetable farm. My eggs, we sell eggs. Our eggs buy all the feed for all my other animals. on this farm. So this is self-sufficient. So anything I buy, like if I buy new animals, my plants, I bought a bunch of seeds. We bought a bunch of plants, a bunch of blueberry plants, and that's another thing we're getting into is we do pretty good selling blueberries, but you have to scale up. I've got maybe probably 12 plants. I bought 16 more. I've got 8 more that's coming online. So we'll see how all it does. And next year I'll have a really good, grasp of things of whether we can make a living here without any other things. Even though I'm gonna have, I have a good pension, I have a Social Security, stuff like that. So it won't be all that much pressure. And I'm gonna do some kind of modified. I don't want to do a CSA like where I dictate what everybody gets, like 5 or 6 things, whatever. I'd rather have well, we got the farm stand, so you can just come get what you want. That's gonna be my CSA. You come to the farm stand and buy, self-serve. So we'll put stuff up there, and I'm checking my high tunnels. They all look pretty good. Still a lot of snow here. But this place is self-sufficient. So if I buy a new animal, you see me buy a new animal, it come off this farm. The money to buy that came off this farm. Fencing come off this farm. I bought that new piece of equipment the other day. Some of that was my Christmas presents that I've saved up for 4 or 5 years, and the rest of it come off the money off this farm. So this farm is self-sufficient. I bought 2 more things of bees that come off this farm. So you can make a profit, and it can even working full-time like we do. And this is pretty much my wife's job now. Now she was a homemaker, stayed home with the kids when they was growing up. When they got out of school or into high school, she started getting a job. And then she's kind of quit that a couple years ago. I think she quit. She worked she was a librarian, and now she worked the farm last year full time, and that's a big help. My goodness. So it'll just be me and my wife working this, and kind of be our full-time job. I gotta go start my chores. So I hope this was a help. If you have any questions or comments, or if I didn't explain something just right, let me know down in the comment or send me an email. So can you make a living here? I'm gonna say it would be hard, especially if you starting out and you had to buy it. Borrow the money to buy this land. Ain't no way now, because there's a piece of property across the road that I want. Everybody knows I want it. I can't pay what they want for it. I think he's on $32,000 an acre. I don't have that kind of money. It wouldn't be worth it. Good grief, I don't see how you could buy it, build a house, and farm it. It would be insane. So, these things are probably coming a thing of the past here around here. So our county is getting just to be a big subdivision. That's a whole nother video, I guess. But homesteading, we do supply most of our food, most of our meat, all of our chicken and all of our pork comes from here. I'm gonna add some calves, and we're gonna start raising them for beef, just for us. All our vegetables we can, or she cans a lot, and makes jellies and jams and spaghetti sauce, stuff like that. So yeah, you can homestead off this easy and make a little money, have your little part-time job in town. Yeah, you could do that if you got on this land right. So, and you could do that easy. But boy, I'd be nervous about having to buy this and make payments, and then relying on vegetables to make it or whatever. It would be probably chickens would be your best thing. You could had pretty good luck with those up till now. I've had a real bad luck here lately with my layers that I started out, but But this farm, we try to make it self-sufficient. So getting a little long-winded. So my answer is no, I don't think you could make a full-time living in my area. Now, if you lived in this was next to a big town, maybe a different. But as far as making a profit, yes, you can make a profit here, and I do. And homesteading and being self-sufficient, absolutely. This is actually the perfect size for homesteading, I think. If I was going to homestead, this is the amount of land I would want. I wish it was 15 acres because I'd get a tax break. But, you know, maybe one day it will be. Who knows? All right, so I got to go do my chore. You can hear them hollering in the background. Hope this will help. Leave a comment down below. Like I said, if I forget something, let me know. You can send me an email, whatever. So it's a pretty nice day today for a change. It's the first nice day we've had. I gotta get back on my clearing, and I gotta start some fencing up here for the goats, and I need to go check and see if we had some babies. Let's go do that real quick, and I'll film that part, then we'll close it out. All right, let's see what we got. No babies. Dadgummit. All right. So, when y'all gonna have your babies, huh? When you gonna have your babies? All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, I hope I covered everything. I should have took some notes. I've thought about this for I actually thought about this video for 2 weeks, and I wish I wrote down all my notes and stuff. So anyway, that's the way it goes. Hey, give us a thumbs up, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe, you'll be notified every time we post a video. Support your local farmer, and we'll let me get a picture here. Right here. Ow! We'll see you down here in the farm in the next video. They're biting me. They will something to eat. Have a good day.